Okay, it's starting, it's recording. So on this side, where's Bhaskar? Sorry. So
Dharmaraj here. Hi guys.
Hi guys, this is Anil.
okay, and this is me, Gopi, and Bhaskar is hanging around somewhere. So if he can come here, that'll be good.
Hi,
Oh, he just walked. Bhaskar just walked in. Okay. So, and we also have Sanal here. So can you guys? I see about 9 connections, starting with Jitendra because he said he had multiple people here there. So can you list who's there?
Hey, this is Gaurav here.
We have Mahesh.
Mahesh.
So this is Jitendra, and with me I have Mahesh, Prakash, and Kannan is going to join us shortly.
Okay. And the others, can you guys start listing who are all here?
Yeah, I'm Snehal. Sai Shankar here.
All right, this may not work.
Yeah,
Let me
this
just
is
list the other people. Badri,
Shankar.
Bala Subramanian, we have Nitin, we have Sai Shankar, we have Snehal, we have Sunil, and the rest are in one group. Okay, we're all good, guys. We're gonna get started. So it's kind of a brief overview of Google keywords and then Google AdWords. Okay, that's what we're going to be working on. So I'm first going to share my screen with you in a second. Um, please confirm that you can see it. Okay. Okay.
Are we recording this session?
We are. We are recording. Okay, and I am sharing right now. Okay, tell me if you can right now see some kind of a screen.
No.
No screen yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm able to see it. Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so it's going to be a brief overview, so there will be a lot of depth that I'm not going to cover. I'm just going to give you the basic processes and key things you need to start setting up your Google AdWords and so on. So let's get started. So I'll shrink this if I can. And okay, so that's it. So you have the answer. We're done with the class. Please use this wisely, okay? But it is not far from the truth, actually. Okay, so Google is like a multi-trillion-dollar company, and why did it become a multi-trillion-dollar company? It's because of AdWords, actually. An initial concept, and some of you will know this, those with good technical background, and for many this will be, even if you're technical, this will be kind of new. So basically, the Google founders invented an algorithm to give better search results. By the time they were working on it, there were already 20 different search engines available. So what they decided to do is to make the worth of a website based on how many other websites point to that website. Simply. So if you had one website pointing to you and Sanal had 1,000 websites pointing to his website, then Sanal's website gets a better page rank. It's as simple as that. Okay? That did not exist before these guys did it, which is astonishing, seems so obvious, but so then the second is they valued the worth of websites, the credibility of websites. So if you have 1,000 links pointing to you, and Dharmaraj had only one website pointing to you, you already are more valuable, more trusted. So if you pointed to a website and Dharmaraj pointed to a different website, the website you pointed to, meaning Sanal, would be worth a lot more because the credibility of Sanal is transferred to the other website. Okay? So you see in this little diagram how that works. So there's lots and lots of little green smiley faces and it's pointing to a purple one. So that has a high value, right? And then because the purple is pointing to another green one, suddenly the green one has a very high value compared to the other green ones, right? Because it added that credibility to it. It's volume and credibility. So there are certain websites that are automatically more credible than others, right? You can imagine Doordarshan or CNN. These will, if you get a link from them, they are established, well-known, authoritative sources. So even if they had no links to them, they're still established and authoritative. So that adds value to this whole thing. And this is just the very start of PageRank. Then there's a lot more. For example, they added on later that if somebody comes to your website and leaves immediately, that's not as valuable as somebody comes to your website and stays there a couple of minutes. Okay, it's called bounce rate. So they used all of this to value the websites, and that is the core of Google. And when they were at Stanford, they just built all this stuff, and they had to they used up all of Stanford's hardware. Stanford pretty much gave it to them for free to just index billions of websites, even then, for free.
Index.
That is, they analyzed and assessed and linked all the other websites. Thank you. Just point out those jargon to me. But when they started, they got a lot of money, but they really didn't have a finance model. In other words, they were not making money on PageRank. Okay, so that's the basic. Now they had a search box, and so what they said is, well, when we took the website and we took all their words in their website and we indexed it, which is to analyze it and store it, if somebody searches for, let's say, I think like learning, training, right? So they now have all the websites in the world and all their content, and they will simply take the word training and see where it exists. But it'll exist in like 100,000 websites. Then they will apply the PageRank, right? And say, oh, for that PageRank, these websites are the most useful because of the PageRank. And that's what you get. That's your result set. Okay? That word training, is what we call a keyword. Okay? So everybody sort of okay with the concept so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just show you, like I'm in Google, okay? And I'm going to just type in training, just like I said. Okay, see the behavior. We'll talk about this later. Oh, sorry. That's the way the PowerPoint is too smart for its own good. I'm so sorry about that. One way to show that is by disconnecting this part of PowerPoint. I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to use the document directly. Okay, forget it. Okay, so I'm going to the website. So I'll start over here. I type it. I go to Google. Okay, when I type training, okay, this happens. Okay, so that's a keyword I'm using. And then, so you have like a bunch of results. Okay, it says training. It's some images, some lists, all that kind of stuff comes up. Okay, and then you have some other things, and we'll talk about it. So this is essentially the basic part of Google. By PageRank, it also understood things like you're in India, for example. Okay, we'll talk about that later. So this is what is happening. So let's go back to the presentation. So now we understand PageRank.
This will also give weightage for the website name. If it is training is the website name, will it show first?
it won't necessarily show it first. It is also considered.
Also.
So names of the are considered. There's a lot of specific types of content within website. For example, if you had titles with a higher, larger font, that'll actually have more value than just the text, right? If your page URL has it, so everything is weighted. They have like I don't know,
Very complex.
very complex, very complicated algorithm over time, and they do a lot of testing. But it does, so it won't be very easy. But we'll talk about that as we get ahead of keywords and so on. Okay, so they can basically say if you typed in a keyword, and it can be a keyword or a key phrase, right? Best free website builder. They can see how many people searched it. They can see how many people clicked through. They can see, where the people are going, given a set of results and so on. So they started accumulating the way people reacted to the keyword with the little bit of information they got. That also gets added to the PageRank, because humans kind of have a different way of looking at it. They say the human thinks this is the first place to go, then PageRank itself starts thinking that's the first place to go. Okay, it keeps changing itself. Okay, so now we have that much. Then the keywords can get a little bit more interesting. Okay, sorry about the titles. I literally finished the presentation like 2 minutes ago. So you can see it's a copy of a prior one. So keywords have, as I said, they can be phrases. So some, like training, are pretty basic. You actually probably wouldn't search for training, right? You already know that searching for training is useless. But in the early days, and the very first year, training probably gave you what you wanted. But it's gotten a lot more sophisticated. So you start getting much more specific. Okay, you say, I want new employee training, which is different from engineering training, GMAT training, all the other training in the world, right? But that's the only thing you want. So that we call it, those are also keywords, but we can also call them long tail keywords, because essentially it's almost like infinite, the number of keyword combinations you can have. Okay, so we are expanding our idea of a keyword. Okay, so that's helpful, right? So when you start thinking about your subject, let's talk about Dhamaraj's idea. So he's talking about basically financing. So the word financing would not be that useful, but he's already into AR factoring. Now that has more sense. People that are using AR factoring, but he can also call it invoice factoring. So that's also a useful keyword, right? Or somebody can say alternative forms of financing, because this is not a very normal kind of financing. So you have to use your thought process to figure out what is the right keywords, initially at least. Let's say we try that here, okay? So I'm going to do financing. Okay, I get finance. There's a lot of definitions. It's like too generic. It's not useful to me. It's probably what like a college person or somebody junior is trying, right? But AR factoring is a special type of financing. So now all the definitions disappear, even though there's still a little bit. This is accounts receivable factoring. Okay, accounts receivable factoring. It's I'm in India. I'm searching for accounts receivable factoring. This is what I'm getting. Okay, I know Dhamaraj knows there's a lot more to this right away, right? So this is a keyword, right? But what if I said alternative forms of financing? Okay. Okay, so now there's because it's the kind of thing that more people writing would write, so you're getting articles now. 5 alternative sources of funding, 4 alternative sources, like a lot of articles are showing up. Okay, so you see how you take your subject and figure out you actually have to put yourself in your customer's mindset and intuitively think about what they will type in. Okay, that's your core set of keywords. Any hiring manager, for Anish's idea, any new employee, any CEO that's worried about the training or offer drop, all of those, what keywords will they use? Right? Those are the things you want to go like, what would I use? What would I use if in that situation? And you can ask them. You can be in front of them and say, listen, we talked about this problem. Can you just go into Google and search for it? I can't give you the answer, but can you just search? Literally let their brain work and pick up those ideas. Whatever comes first is probably the most likely answer, right? So that gives you a feel for how you would identify keywords. So we'll come to further. Okay, this is all great. There's an interesting thing you can get to with keywords. Oops, sorry. You can actually tie the keywords to how serious a customer may be or what they are trying to search for, right? So like I said, if you're a student studying T or a novice, you'll just type in T. But here, I mean, you can define whatever you want as sort of the purchasing journey, they call it, or you call it a sales cycle.
You can basically gauge buyer intent
based on the use of the keyword, right? You can gauge buyer intent and score them based on the keywords we use. And I can tell you that this is sophisticated because we don't do it. We're just happy when they come to our website. But we actually intuitively, like if a salesperson sees what they search for, they know a little bit more, but we don't give them a score saying hot, get that person immediately.
And Google Analytics will tell you.
Google Analytics will not tell you this part. Buyer intent, it doesn't know. It cannot distinguish that this person will buy versus the results it gives is actually reflective of the intent, but it's not going to tell you that this person is going to buy. Okay. So if I'm into green tea or chai tea or something, then I'm serious about this particular thing, Then definitely any kind of words like gift, buy, where is, right? Where can I?
Action verbs.
Yeah. So those are all purchase intent. So you can see this can be a whole discipline. So there are specialists called SEO experts, search engine optimization experts. This is part of the job they're supposed to do. A lot of them don't do even this level of sophistication, but you can see how much this is. And again, we'll get to why this is.
So which type of keywords if you're to buy would be more expensive? The longer ones or the shorter ones?
So it depends on the particular business problem you're solving, right? So if you were to say like if it's a bank, okay, like retail bank or branch, even though it's very low level, will be very high because all the large banks are competing for that keyword. So it'll be very expensive, right? So, but on the other hand, if they are looking at purchasing intent, like a smaller company, let's say a hammock, you're buying it's like a specialized product, a particular hammock, even it's like it's part of a furniture set, it's not generic, may actually be the most expensive. So it depends. So for us, sales commission software is the most targeted generic keyword phrase we get. Just sales, just commission, just software doesn't do it. Sales commission, that's probably the most expensive. But if I get like insurance sales commission software, or let's say staffing sales commission software, like we have these things, insurance will be very expensive because it's large companies fighting me for that. Whereas staffing, there's nobody there. But really, I love that more because that's more buyer intent and more typing to what I'm looking for. So you have to like evaluate these combinations of keywords as to what works for you guys. I'm going to take a quick break and ask other guys if you have, normally in this kind of a situation, the local people get to ask a lot of questions. So tell me if everybody gets a chance. I'll give a couple of minutes. Questions?
I have a question. Where does the list of keyword that eventually show up that with which keyword this person has come to my site? Does it show up in the Google Analytics, like if, the person came by tea or by loose green tea?
Yeah. Google Analytics will show you what keyword was used to get to your
Okay.
website. Yes,
That is free.
free.
Yes. Free.
Also, it'll show you which country they came from, what referring website they came from. Like, if you're running ads in different websites, where they came from, it'll show you all of that too.
But if we host it in Google,
No, does not matter.
Paid service?
anywhere.
Anywhere.
So we have to go and register. There's a
No.
Yeah, there is a code snippet that you have to paste in your website. That's it.
Oh, okay. Then it will show.
Yeah. That's it. Only step that you have to do.
What is
So
it?
Google Analytics is a paid service, right?
Piece of code. They'll give you a piece of code.
Yeah.
We can guide you on all that stuff. So now you see, like, and then like you can also see. Sorry, Bas.
How would they use
Wait. Go ahead.
How would they use these keywords specifically? This purchase or consideration, these keywords. They have to use it in the content.
Right. So very good question. How do I get people to come to my website when I understand these keywords? If these keywords don't exist in your website, it won't even show up in the result. Somehow, simply, these words have to exist in your website. But in the olden days, you can just type it in a section called keywords. Now Google is much smarter. It ignores that. What Google's purpose is not to make sales for you. It wants people that are searching for that to be satisfied by what they find in your website. So if there's a research in tea and it has all the websites and that's where people end up, that's where it's going to point. Right? So trying to satisfy the user's expectation rather than your expectation. But most people are also trying to buy, so your website will come up. If you have relevant content, if it's just simply keywords, if you filled your website with just the word green tea, it will not, it knows that you're trying to scam. So it will not rank you at all. So you actually have to have relevant, original, useful content because it's not duplicated, useful because people stay on the page. It knows all these things. Okay, so that's how you load it up. That's how you get the good spots. Anyway, that's one part. But there is one sidestepping that which we'll talk about. Okay.
So how does Google come to know that what is my bounce rate if I have not added the Google Analytics into it? Then,
Yeah. So the way Google knows
What was the
is
question?
how does Google know about all this stuff when we didn't add Google Analytics to our website? So this is more Sanal's area. So I'll just repeat for him here. Basically, there's a little code snippet that you have to put in your website that allows Google to, first, I think it can crawl your entire website. But I think if you say like don't crawl it, it won't crawl, right? That's
It's based on something called robots.text.
Right.
So if you can actually configure, when you create the website, you can actually configure which website to be indexed on, which website to be indexed on.
So what happens is that like you and I are browsing the websites, right? You go in and you can look at it. Nothing, the website creator didn't say you can or cannot look at it, but we can look at it. Well, Google is looking at all the websites by using something called a spider. Spider for the term of web crawler.
Spider bots. Okay.
Spider bots. So they crawl all the websites, look at all the content, make a copy of all your content, and everything that they think is relevant, and they keep a copy of it. But they also allow you to control it by saying some companies simply will say, don't index me. In other words, don't take any of my content. Or they will say these pages, let's say pricing page, don't index it. You can actually instruct Google Spider not to do certain things. But by default, it's gonna look at your website. That's how it knows.
Provided you have.
No. My question was actually different. My question was, Google has indexed it. I have bought the keywords, let's say, or by default people are coming by searching through that. but Google won't know that are people bouncing out of it or immediately or how long they are staying.
Yeah, Google does know almost all of that. So it's drilling into a detail that we probably don't know enough to tell you, but Google knows where you came from, where you went, how long you stayed on each page, when you left the page, all of that. Google has a lot more. They own a company called DoubleClick, which is the one that's like an ad broker. They have a lot of other tools in between. They own server farms. They no one so they probably own like a bunch of stuff that the intermediate that shows where traffic is going. So they know a lot. So let's assume that
Okay.
because we can test it. Not just let's assume there are independent parties that test. Are they lying? Or are they saying the truth? So they can actually figure these things out. Actually, they found Microsoft stealing Google's traffic once. There was like a big hullabaloo over that. Anyways, so there are independent parties. So assuming that, so one of the things Google shows you is like, remember when I typed in training, it was kind of filling out. So most times these are what they consider the top most searched keywords. As you type in the words, it will tell you. So if you're typing in your words, you can actually almost immediately figure out what are the likely word streams you care about,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we probably know that dinosaurs websites are for kids. That seems like, so it's obvious to us. It's also obvious to Google. Okay. So there's various other things. So you have clues, but there's more. So now we have all of the keywords. We know that our websites have to know about how to represent keywords in a good way. You have to know what your customers will search for. You know how that Google knows a lot of this, etc. So what is AdWords? AdWords is keywords flipped over so that it can make money for Google. Okay. So if you think about the publishing industry, what you used to do is you just would say, I want like this magazine's front page or last page, or on TV, I want 30 seconds and so on. So Google said the measure is, instead of space and this much space or these many columns, we will use the keywords that people use as a measure of purchasing ads. So when you search a keyword, we already will give you the results. We will tell you what are the most likely good websites for you. But in addition, we're going to present you ads that people are paying for that combination of keyword. Remember earlier I said if your keywords are not there, your website will not show. That's how you sidestep it. You simply don't have to use the keywords in your website and still buy the keyword. For example, your competitors' names. You can buy your competitors' names. Some copyright issues and various other things, you ignore that, but you can buy your competitors' names and say, anybody searches for blah, 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 PeopleSoft in the case of human resources, point them to me because that's a kind of customer I want, right? So you can, that's sidestep it. So what they do is they take the keywords and make them into AdWords, and you can, any word combination is an AdWord, infinite number, right? And you go in, you set up an AdWord account, and then you say, my AdWord is new employee dropout. I'm just making this up for a niche. Okay, and that keyword, if anybody ever searches it, I want it. Okay, and the ad I want to present is X. And then when they click on the ad, I want it to come to this page in my website. Exactly. That's your ad. Okay, you create it. So what happens is that, and I'll come back to the pricing of it. So now that you agreed, Google agrees that's okay. Later on, it's presented, and they type in something like new employee dropout. In the organic results, maybe it's showing HR.com.
They don't, at this moment, I don't think that they know the organic results and the other things.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
can just show that. Then they
Yeah.
So what's the organic versus?
That's what I was gonna come to, but I first wanted to talk about the AdWords before the organic. So anyways, so it presents an ad, okay? It presents an ad and says, and allows you to take anybody that responds to the ad directly to the place in your website you want them to go to. Okay, so these are the AdWords. Actually, to start off, like Sanal said, if before AdWords, remember they did this later, all you would get are these results, which according to Google is the best results possible. Completely free. These are the best sites if you typed in that certain particular ad combination. Let's say you're searching for lawyers or something. Okay, these are the best results possible. Okay, those are called organic results because they automatically happen, organically generated. Okay, that is the best place to be. Okay, actually, the best place is the first page of the Google results. Something like 95% of people never go to the second page. Even though there's like 100,000 results or whatever, if you can get organic result on the first page, that is the best possible result. That means your website at the end of the day, when you get to it, if it is amazingly content driven where people love to stay on it, you'll get organic results.
We should show our.
I will. Okay. So that's organic results. So think about, so remember, unique original content that makes people stay.
Important.
That is important. There are other things, but that's very important. Okay. The other thing is, remember in the page rank, all the links, getting links from other people is extremely important, right? For you to be, again, very valuable site.
So it's basically we'll have to put our links or some others websites.
Some others websites. You have to create.
Share in LinkedIn and whatever.
Yes, exactly. All the place, Facebook, LinkedIn,
If
any
LinkedIn points out to my website, then my website is.
There are some
goes up.
golden rules to it, so we can just share you
Yeah.
that and we can just go.
Yeah, we have a lot of, there's a lot of advice out there, but we've also done a lot. So we can advise you on all of this, okay? Okay, so now, so that's the best place, right? Organic results. AdWords, I said, are keywords that present ads, and Google simply presents it 3 at the top, as you can see, and then a whole bunch on the right side. Okay, this is what you get. Okay, and the ads are always a simple form. There's a phrase, there's a little paragraph, exact number of characters, there's a link. That's it. That's all you get. Okay? All right. So the second best place after the first page of the organic results is what?
It's advertisement.
Is advertisements. It's not the second page of the organic results, even though that's more credible because anybody can buy ads. Human behavior is such that we don't have the patience to click that one extra page to get the good results.
Mostly, in my experience, I click the second maximum, then I go and change the keyword.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I mean.
That's what I think. That's what almost all people. So now you know the thing about organic results. Okay, no AdWords involved, just keywords and PageRank and so on. AdWords are keywords that present specific ads. Google is a very good company, very ethical, very honest company. Even though you're paying them money, they simply do not consider you as important as the people that are searching. And that's been part of their particular ethos. And because of that, the money comes because the people keep searching because they know the results are not getting messed around.
So these AdWords are shown on the second page as well, or is it just restricted to the?
Depends on that. Okay, so let's talk about that. How many ads will show up? There's 3 at the top, and the right side there can be like a whole bunch, but normally not more than 2 pages worth. So there are a lot of people with ads. How do they decide? Because obviously being on the first page of ads is way better than second page of ads, right? How do they decide? So what they do is they take a particular keyword and you say, I want the keyword, let's say, new employee dropout, people know, and maybe PeopleSoft is looking for it, and some training companies looking for it, some recruiting companies looking for it, all of them. They auction it off. The price is essentially set by auction. So you choose to pay a particular amount, and we'll explain that, to buy that word, and the top purchase will get the top spot. the second best gets the second spot, and so on. Okay. So what will happen is that if you get if people really want to get that market, they may spend a lot more. You may say at some point, I don't want to spend that much, etc. Okay. Now you also know that certain words that are very popular will cost more. Certain words in a very high demand business or large company will cost more. But there will be other words like long tail keywords that they're not thinking of. The company's not thinking of, but your customers are using. If you can figure it out, you can pay low amounts of money for that. Okay. If you misspell a word, right, because we normally type it, it's going to be incorrect, right? Others may not consider those keywords, but if you consider a keyword, you can pick up those few things for a very cheap price. Even misspellings could be valuable. Okay. So this is the Google AdWord thing. So one other thing about cost. There's a few concepts here. In publishing, they talk about issues like number of issues, number of subscribers, and then the space or the size of the ad and so on, or time in the case of TV, right? Or even like how long and which time, prime time, morning, night, all that sort of stuff. So everybody has different things. Here, there's a concept called impressions. Anytime anybody sees your page, that's an impression they're getting of your page. Okay? So you'll see that like, we give this many impressions and so on. That's one concept. The second is click-through. In other words, once your ad or organic result comes up, if a customer clicks through to your website, that's a click-through. That's one click-through, okay? Organic doesn't count except for their page rank. But in the AdWords, if you click through, Google just gave you value. It brought you a lead. It charges you for that. It's called cost per click, CPC. There are other concepts, but we'll stick with this, cost per click. Okay, so you simply agree with Google that I want to pay $1.35 for every click through. Okay, cost per CPC is $1.35, and you know that somebody else is paying $1.40. So you realize you're getting the second spot for $1.35. You don't have to pay a dime until somebody clicks.
It'll be there.
It'll be there. It'll be charged, but it will not happen unless they click. This is that sort of the ethical thing we're talking about. No, like give me money before, blah, 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 none of that. Very simple model. Okay, so you get all of that? So far, so good?
Click through?
Click through and cost per click, CPC.
It will not even guess whether you're going to that thing, because people can even create automatic system which just goes and clicks, right?
Yes, this has happened. People have created robotic clickers and so on and so forth. Well, it's not helpful to you yourself, but you can damage your competitor by setting up robotic clicks. Well, trust me, Google's they're so smart, so brilliantly smart that they absolutely find out. Not only they can find out, they can actually find out that you're using people in other countries to do the clicks. Yeah, it's like amazing the amount of. But they also have, this is like like a $60 billion revenue stream or something. It's still like more than 80% of their revenue. There's a lot of money here, but they have a lot of staff working on this.
So all the AdWords that have come up there, right?
Yeah.
All these AdWords that are here, they're based on that one unique combination of.
Yeah, one unique. So if you use a different unique combination, even for your company, it may come up in a different order. For you, it may be you may be the top, somebody else may be the, because each company is trying to figure out what their keywords are. Okay, so that's how it works. So so now we one more chance for people on the phone. Question?
No questions from my side.
Okay. All right. So far so good. Let's go to the next part and do some practical. Oh, there's a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
I wanted to
anywhere
ask, are there
I
any
can?
reports that you have seen? I mean, can you share some reports that you've got from Google?
Yeah, I will. I will. We'll share that with you in a few minutes. Other questions?
Yeah, Gopi, is there any way that I can identify uh, a set of competitors keyword?
Yes, there are tools for that. It's not part of the scope today, but we can check with you guys later at a different time. We'll give you some information.
Gopi.
Yeah.
Gopi, see, is it country specific? For example, if I put a keyword and then choose some other country, go to some other country and then do it, will be specific to that particular country, or how is it?
Yes, yes. Google is smart enough that if you typed in a certain key word in a certain country, it may give you different results. So if I typed in travel in India, even though I'm using the exact same PC, it actually gives me different results. As a matter of fact, I use these things and it's giving me all Google co.in results, you can tell, right?
Okay.
So it automatically changes. Not only that, when you create your AdWords, when you advertise, you can say where to publish. So it won't show up in the other countries. So our keywords are largely North America, Europe, South Africa, Australia. I don't know if we're still doing India or not, but we pick only certain countries, for example. The rest of them get wasted. Okay. Other questions? One more? Okay, we're good. So let's take a look at, don't embarrass me, Google. Okay. So we do this again, it's going to act differently, but let's see, okay? Sales commission software. So I just typed in sales commission software, okay? So you can see that there are ads on the right. There's one ad at the top, right? That's our business, right? But what do you see? There's Q commission. And guess where it is? It's on the first page organic result. What is the best place to be for a keyword phrase is organic results. Incredibly hard to get, okay? Experts will promise you to get on the first page. That's why they pay them the money. If they say, that's really the golden standard. If you can get there, it's fantastic, okay? But we're also here that Capterra.com is a software review site where multiple software is present. And so they are also buying the same keyword. The very first one, Capterra.com. That's inside because it found it inside because our product is listed in there. So it comes up. Okay. So one of the things is to remember the links. Your product, we know of at least 10 software directories where your product should be listed immediately. Right? Suddenly they all point back to you. Google finds them and then they come back. So there's a lot of value there. Okay. So we're at least 2 spots without paying for it. We're paying for it in some indirect way, but we're up there. This is our competitor, Exactly Corp. Is our competitor. They have $80 million in venture capital, and they're a public company, and they're not higher than us in organic results. It's been like this for since we started, right? And they still can't get ahead of us. But it's just pissing off their people so much, right? So it's not always about money. It's about understanding what's going on, what you want to do, how you want to do it, and doing everything you can to get to that spot. This is the best spot.
So why is Q commission coming under the first thing?
Here?
Capterra, yeah.
It's a software directory. It has many software
Yeah,
sales
but why did Q commission? Your competitors.
The competitor says actually the reason is Q commission is the very first listing within Capterra because we have 70 plus customer reviews. Everybody else has 5 or less.
Okay.
So it's simply better for Capterra to present us. Okay, but there may be
that
more.
has nothing to do with Google's.
It may be. It may be that it actually may know where people go or something more. So we don't know.
Maybe for sales commission, they might go to Capterra always.
always. But within that, there's like 20 other software. Why is Q Commission showing up? Is the question. Which is like very powerful, right? Somebody's looking at Capterra, Capterra is recommending Q Commission. It's fantastic. So then you see all the other people that are trying to get in there, right? So this is not a software. This is not software. This is really not the software. Really, none of them are actually competition. Nobody is buying sales commission software as an app, except IBM. IBM actually has a product. They buy it because otherwise they won't be on the first page. Okay, so now you get like real world result and what is possible with the right people, okay, without having to spend money. Okay, this is worth its weight in gold. It's not heavy or anything, but it's kind of like gold. All right, very good. So now you know this. Now you know how it works. Let's go and see what it looks like. Okay. So what you do is you would normally type in something like adwords.google.com. Okay. So that'll take you in there. It's adwords.google.com. And I'm in there. Okay. So we've set up accounts and you'll go through account setup. Very simple and so on. Okay. So let's see. Go back and try this from the beginning in case things have tapped down.
So before we close the loop, we have a quick question. There are three cost factors. Right? One is for actually buying the thing. Third is for cost per click. Is that right? Or we don't have any
Nothing.
For CPA impressions. Right?
Just CPC. Just CPC. There are other services that charge on impressions. Like if you went to a website and you said, I want to run my ad, and they may charge you by impressions, or they charge you by CPA, right? You'd actually do something like fill out a form. So there are other models, but this is, so, oh, this is not what I wanted to do. I don't know if you can, this is a personal Google campaign. I was trying to sell my house. So I've set up my own keywords to sell my house. I had my own page with an essay about my house. I was trying to reach to certain types of people. You can. There's really, this is not complicated stuff. You simply can do that. So you can see 766 is El Granada Half Moon Bay campaign. So if I were to go here, it's paused obviously. So I set up a campaign. Campaign is like from the publishing world. It's like I want this ad to run for 1 month or 1 year. So that would be called a campaign. Okay. So and by the way, the right side says a budget, $10. Okay. So you can say how much is the maximum I'm willing to spend for a day.
For the clicks.
For the clicks. So even if you have more clicks, the Google will stop them. It won't allow the ads to be presented once the budget is reached. So you can specify it by day. So then within that campaign, I have a number of ad groups. Okay. First, you can see here that it says ad group 766 HMB location. Okay, I just call because I want to promote the fact that Half Moon Bay is a great location. Buy it. I want to promote the fact that I have a rental unit in the house. So I have a separate set of keywords for that. Okay. I want to promote that you can make money out of this thing. So see, I have like 3 different thoughts, and you can look at your product and find different reasons why people, if you're looking at factoring, clearly things like, immediate turnaround, it could be like, you have bad credit and banks won't do this with you, all those things. Different keywords will matter and you could still come to the same place, right? So you would create those kinds of things. So if I went into the ad group, so it says like, so all the data is there, but definitely have it. Okay. So now you can see my keywords. this is a fantastic example because you can see how you simply, this is not magical stuff, right? California luxury homes, California homes for sale. Homes in Half Moon Bay, California Half Moon Bay, California real estate. See,
they
do you
have
see that?
different rates for
Different,
sure.
yeah. And then you say, you figure out how much it's people are, because
So
there's
Google has
obviously,
presented these combinations.
they actually can recommend.
Okay.
You can recommend a bunch of combination. You can accept it all. Okay, but I recommend thinking through it first, right? But it also tells you, because there's a lot of real estate companies selling luxury homes. So clearly it's going to be expensive. Okay, $1.75 CPC, cost per click. Okay, whereas something like uh,
CA Half Moon is
CA
65
Half
cents.
Moon, it's really not like really good real estate buying kind of thing. Kind of a crappy thing, so it's cheaper. Okay, then it tells me like how many impressions people had, how many clicks we had, click-through rate,
So this is for which period?
uh, this was for this period, like April 21 to, I think, July 7th, up to about a 3-month period.
Okay.
Okay, so it's, and you have a lot of data, like click-through rate. In other words, how many people saw the ad and how many people clicked through. Impression is impression of the ad, by the way. I'm sorry, I probably didn't explain that properly. Cost, how much did I pay for it totally? Average position, 3.4, varies, right, sometimes. How many converted, all that kind of stuff, okay? Meaning like how many, I don't know. Conversion is, this is all more advanced, so I'm going to leave that out. But this much you can see how it works, right? Ad groups with different concepts,
So,
get people there.
So I'm just looking at the first one, right? Luxury California homes, right? So in this 3 month period, there've been 95 clicks.
So the ad was presented 32,000 times.
Okay.
95 clicks happened. 95 people clicked on my ad. It gave me less than a percent in click-through rate.
Okay.
I paid $137.40 for 95 clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what's average POS?
Average position on the right side. Like varying per second, something that varies.
This was presented on the right side or the top section?
This one I think just really does the right side. I really don't know why or how the top three and the left side work. So, but I know typically it's on the right side ones. Even the one time we searched, it didn't show sales comment. No, IBM didn't show.
Always show the.
Yeah, I don't know how they decide the top one, but the right side is what we know about. Okay, so this is kind of how you set up the AdWords and so on and so forth, and
this is for the AdWords that you set up, or
yes. I mean, these are all my
your
stuff. It's all my stuff. So I also have ads. I have to create the ads to present, right? So if you type this keyword, I want to present this ad. So I may have a bunch of ads and use different ads for different keyword groups. Okay, so this one is Half Moon Bay home with a view. So this is what Sanal is laughing. He can't believe it. Oh, this is like cool, and this one is for like renters, like, hey, you don't have to pay more money because you're getting, blah, 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 so two different viewpoints that I'm presenting. It's kind of bringing it to my landing page, if you will. Half Moon Bay house. Okay. So you see, those are the two ads that are attached to the ad groups, and the ads are presented. That makes sense? Okay. And that's really, you could do this. This is no problem. You could do it to your house, right? So then if you can do it to your house, it's just a slightly more complex thing to do it for your business. No, even I have competition because there are other real estate agents in Half Moon Bay. Other people are selling houses, all of that stuff.
So were you successful?
No, I actually took it off the market. I didn't. There were other things happening, so I said, forget it. So questions? Okay, so that's one thing. This is Okay, I'm actually going to try and how are you doing on time? I'm probably running over.
7. 1 hour.
1 hour exactly. Anybody have a time constraint right now? Guess not. Okay. So we're gonna just look at the sales commission product information. So actually the house thing was useful because it kind of minimizes the complex nature of the thing, right? So you can see here that we have these campaigns, okay, for Q commission. Okay, so you can see like if I go into sales templates, okay, this is probably a better one. You can see I have a budget of $3 for the sales templates. I have $4 for this campaign, and I have $57 for this.
7 o'clock.
Sorry.
The top portion is the duration.
Okay, I'm going to click on this. Okay. So you can see, and I have many ad groups, right? I mentioned earlier on Q commission, sales commission. Sales commission exists in almost all industries. So I have some generic thoughts, but then I also have specific differences by industry. So if I'm in the insurance industry, I might say something like policy commission or premium commission. That won't make sense in the staffing industry. In the staffing industry, I may say temporary placement commission or temporary or contract staff commission, right? So I want different groups. I also wanted to go to different parts of my website, right? I can take them directly to the staffing page instead of to the insurance page. So if I were to go to like QC insurance, and again, CPC, various clicks, etc. So you can see impressions, 9 million impression, 87,000 clicks, how much money we have paid, etc. This period is what, 2002 to 2015. Sorry?
No, QC has 9 million.
Yeah, 9 million impressions. So and 87,000 click-throughs. So, which is good, right? Lots of people know about us now. Okay, so let's look at a very specific thing. Okay. So insurance broker commissions, right? Only matters here, right? It's also telling us that, hey, you know what? If you put it in there, you're not going to be on the first page. So this is not effective right now for me. But the reality is that because we are organic in most cases, the ad things don't matter that much to us. We don't have to do a lot of ads, okay? But we should analyze and say, where are we not coming as organic? And then there spend the ad money. So we don't have enough time to spend.
So
that.
in this first case, right, where you
Yeah.
have insurance broker commission, you're just spending 50 cents, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get it on the first page, you'll have to spend 1.85.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
So you need
is
to
a bit.
increase the
I need to
bid.
increase. I need to increase the bid.
Okay, so that's the action you'll have to take.
That's action I should take. If I want on the first page for insurance broker commissions, I should do this, right? But let's go see what actually happens if I type in insurance broker commissions, whether I should do that or not, or whether the $1.85 is worth it for me, right? All of them I probably should. But again, in India, it's going to give us a bunch of India stuff. So it's probably not effective because, you see, there's no ads for to say $1.85. Okay. So this is an India set of results, so it's not really effective. Okay. And ours
So
doesn't.
one can actually find out how mature the industry is just based on
Absolutely,
looking at
absolutely. The maturity, what this says is that in India, software commission for insurance does not exist, or even the insurance industry itself is very, I shared that link on the page.
Yeah.
saying there's such low penetration. So that's what it's saying. You can get a lot of customer validation or at least a market penetration sense from just looking at this. We can help you log in as if you're in US and give you the results and then show you the India results and say, or any country, right? So that gives you a feel for this. Okay, so let's go back. And again, this will also have ads, right? Just like I said, you create the ad, you create your campaigns, you create your ad groups. Within that, you put in the keywords. Within that, you say how much you're willing to pay, and then you launch it, and it's just going to work. Okay, that's all it is.
And what are the?
Where have you linked the keyword rows with the corresponding ads?
Yeah, so it's here somewhere where you connect. I think it's ad group is connected to a specific ad. So this is our specific ad. In this case, all of it is attached to the same ad.
One-to-many mapping between
one-to-many
ad and
this is the campaign.
Yeah, there's one campaign. No, it's not one campaign.
In the one
I think
ad group, you can have multiple ads, right?
What's the question?
In one single ad group, you can have multiple ads, right?
Yes.
You showed for your.
Yes, you can. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, so I'm not completely. It's been a while since I touched this, but once you get into it, you'll figure it out. I set up a lot of this myself. So, but I have not touched it in a long time. So, anyways, so that's how it works. Okay, so the other part to know is, we have some basic information like clicks and what the costs are and so on. And then we talked about analytics, okay? Analytics for Google, right? So I'm here in, so you just go analytics.google.com. It's, I think, the same login for both. But you have to say I'm this person and then get attached to that. And what it will tell you is for a given period of time, such as here, okay, a given period of time, what does your traffic look like? This is the first part. So it's telling me that between November 9 and December 9 for a 30-day running total on a day-by-day basis, my Q Commission website, I believe this is what Q Commission is, varying in traffic 243, 264, a high of 344, a low of 112, all that. There's some weekly variation, for example. So it's you can and you'll find that, and then you can figure out how to manage it. It simply means that people don't search at home for work and that kind of stuff. Okay, how many sessions, how many users, how many pages were viewed, more page views better, more pages per session, like how many pages every time they logged in. What is the bounce rate? How many people came in and immediately left within a certain set of seconds? So this you want to reduce, okay? Then how many new people came in, because it kind of knows new visitor versus recurring visitor. So you always want to have new visitors too, okay? By country, by blah blah blah, all those things. Okay, so I can simply go. I want a longer period, right? I can say 14. Okay, I think. Apply. I can get it for a full year or all time. I can get it by, weekly or daily or monthly, etc. So I know these things. Okay, see how the traffic is.
It's like every week.
Every week there's a dip.
What is the spike for there?
Sometimes it's a marketing push, or sometimes it may be like a news article about you, or something.
Track your marketing push also.
Yes.
Once you do it, you can come up with other effective.
Not only that, you can actually create a campaign for the marketing push.
Oh, okay.
Let's say you launch a new car. What do? You create a rents for everybody. You can see how it dips it, etc. So that's like a basic comparison and all that kind of stuff. The cooler things are, so devices, where are devices? Mobile, it says mobile. So you can find out where the various people are coming from. So in the US, less mobile, though it's increasing. Yeah, the best thing is actually like people and websites and referral. The thing I look for most is where are they coming from? Actually, how they came, like devices is not less important, but where are they coming from is probably the most. So iPhones, right? Nokia, but it's so that's only slightly useful. But here, demographics, like
How would they know the age?
I type very slow as I get older.
Or is it because of your profile?
They say a warning, like it's not really.
It's not, yeah, it's not that perfect.
I mean, how do they know the
It's
sex?
advanced feature, so you have to
Yeah.
enable it.
So so there's, but I think the thing is like, where's I gotta find this? The geography is there, for example. Okay, like
Geo.
this one, right? Geo. So language, location is important. So location is very important to us because we have customers all over the world. But we simply know now, oh, I know where to go next. Okay, so it's not quite giving, it's timing out. So I'm going to skip the acquisition. This is the good part. This is the good part, okay? So all traffic, okay? Source. Let's look at source. Oh, I should really not have a year's worth of data. That's kind of causing a problem.
Yeah, I think it's taking too much.
I'll take only like a couple of months or so. Okay, so that'll make it faster. Just give me a second.
Below that.
Below that. Come on. There's you can play with it. Your behavior will be different than what we are seeing. First of all, your location is different. Your device combination is different. The kind of products you're trying to sell are different. Everything is different. Okay, but you see what we can find right away. Google organic results is the best
one.
by far. Right? That means we're not spending a lot of money on marketing. Right, so crucial. Plus, people that click on that are more better users too. Okay, direct or people directly typing in Q commission and so on, I think.
Oh, that's again.
Yeah, pretty high. A lot of people know us now. Google cost per click, right? This is the ad stuff. Capterra, we're getting a ton, right? We're actually paying them money for positioning. Okay, our landing page is giving us a ton. Yahoo is giving us a few, and so on. Okay, so you can see.
What is this landing page?
Okay.
What is this landing page thing?
We got two questions saying landing page. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right. So this is our website. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I want to go see, commissions. I get all software overview. There's, I would say, easily like 1,000 pages in here. Our website is huge. Okay, 1,000 pages, but I want staffing commissions, right? And I have to like go and like, we're still, oh shoot. Get the whole thing because it needs to connect here, right? It's a US thing. Okay, so just too much information, right? So some people, can I get them faster at a particular place? So we create something called a landing page. And the landing page, like what I want is somebody types in staffing commission software. I want them to only go to my landing page. I don't think it works correctly from India, but staffing, sales, commission, software. Okay? The whole idea is let them land there and immediately give them all the information they're looking for. It's actually taking them to Come soon. Okay, guys. If it goes down, I'll come back to the landing page. I want to stay on this subject until he comes back. Okay. So you have this, but this is the most common things. But there's a lot of cheap places to get links from that are valuable. So if somebody is a sales commission consultant who just does consulting, anybody that goes to his website is valuable, right? So you can get from there as well. So these are, yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff. There'll be few, there'll be 5, 10, but they'll all be valuable. So try, Intuit is very important to get links from because we are attached to companies. Okay.
So how do you
Better bottom line is a sales compensation consultant. We know that. We get 4 links in that month. Okay.
So how do you get links from them? You partner with them?
We talk to them and say, hey, blah blah blah, and if you put our code in there, and we'll give you a key, and then anytime we get a deal, we'll give you a commission, something like that. Okay. So you'll want to get as much of that as possible. So that's really the source, and where you're getting it from. All of that is really the most important thing you can work on. But please spend time playing with it and figuring out what matters to you and how you get people. I think you've gotten the basics. Okay. So let's go. So I'll try to answer the landing page question. So there's no landing page here. Okay. It's not presenting the landing page because I think it's from India. But I created a landing page called LP. Okay, here are a couple of landing pages. I'm going to take you to an insurance landing page. If I type in insurance sales commission, I don't want you to go. So no wonder we're having trouble. Something happened to Adwords. This happened in the other case too. So we're having some kind of a thing. No, it's not even. I just went directly there. I think Unbounce is, Unbounce, this is working? Okay, this is a landing page. So I'm a manufacturing company. A very important thing is to immediately get their information as obviously as possible. It was not obvious in our regular website, right? You couldn't right, I just give me your information. Just get their name, email, phone number, or company name. For us, this count of pay reps are important. For you, it may not be. The minimum number of fields possible, you should get. Okay? Then only talk about what matters for that particular value proposition. Increase accuracy, reduce time, etc. And the customer testimonials are related to staffing, right? It's simplify. Oops.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I think his laptop got switched off.
I think his laptop got
Okay.
switched off. Yeah. Yep, he's back.